Working on a Simplex steam locomotive, part 30, connecting the eccentric rod from the front axle to drive the boiler water feed pump, touching in the paintwork in various places, and discussing the importance of the return crank in Valshart's valve gear. The eccentric from the leading axle drives the pump ram and also the link to the oil pump. And the drive pin is just an ordinary bolt with part of the shank being plain. You must never use any threaded parts on applications like this. It's very important not to do that. If the thread ran full length of this bolt, that would be very bad, as a thread does not make a good bearing surface. I finally fitted the pin using a pair of lock nuts and some washers. I used a combination of steel and brass washers, which provided a very good bearing surface for the part that drives the oil pump. In this clip I'm just finishing off tightening the bolts that hold the pump in place. Originally this part was painted red. I'll be scraping off this red paint from the bolt heads once they're all tight. It's time now to touch in the paint. I decided to use black paint for the underside. Originally, as I've just mentioned, it was red. The paint I'm using is an enamel paint and it's from HMG Paints and it is called Satin Black. I find this HMG Satin Black to be really good paint for steam locomotives. They really do look the part. If you look at the wheels though, I painted those in gloss paint. And the reason for that is wheels are generally wiped over with an oily rag, so the shiny paint looks good. I'm carefully painting the edges where the red meets the black. I prefer black to be the dominant colour. And here is the usual gratuitous shot of the paint drying. The next part of the job is to examine the wear on the connecting rod bushes. When I fitted the big end bush onto the crank pin, there was a little bit of wear, but nowhere near as much wear as I thought there would be. But this was not so with the small end, which was really badly worn. The pin that fits in the crosshead was a rattle fit in the small end. The question is though, what's worn the worst, the pin or the bush? You would think the bush would wear more than the pin. And the only way to find that out is to use a micrometer on the pin. This pin is well undersized. I can't see this being wear, I just think it was possibly turned that way. This is where the numbers should be for a 5/16 shaft. According to the writing on the micrometer, it's 0.3125. And if, like me, you're not very good at numbers, try the micrometer on a 5/16 drill bit shank. That would probably be about half a thou undersize. This is a piece of steel, so I'm going to use the micrometer on this to find out how thick this is. Half a thou undersize as well, at 0.312. When I try this piece of steel in the small end with plenty of lubrication, it's actually quite a good fit. I was very surprised. While I'm in micrometer mode, I think it's time to measure the small part. This is 1/4 inch in diameter and it's more or less bang on. This is the bit that fits into the hole in the crosshead. I checked both sides and both of the pins were undersized, so I really do think they were turned that way. I can't see them wearing in such a linear manner. This piece of 5/16 steel though is stainless steel. You can see this because it's really not very magnetic at all. To make the new pins, I'm going to use silver steel for two reasons: because it is accurately ground and generally wears better. These are the pair of crosshead front covers. I've put some green silicone rubber over the bearing part. And now I'm going to take them into the outer part of the workshop to give them a coat of etching primer. It's very cold out there, I didn't stay very long, but back in the inner part of the workshop when it's a bit warmer, I thought I'd have a look at the progress so far. And it's starting to take shape now. The engine is now not that far away from a compressed air test, and also before I actually clad the boiler and mess about with any of the finer details, I think I'll give it a steam test using a gas burner. But that won't be for a few episodes yet, I still have things to make. What is a return crank and what does it exactly do? Unlike Stephenson's Link valve gear, Valshart's valve gear uses a different system. This valve gear uses a single return crank on the crank pin at each side of the wheels. There is a triangulation type of formula for accurately setting the position of the return crank on the crank pin. The best way to see how the return crank works is to see it in action. For now, I will just say that the position of the return crank is critical and it controls how much movement you get at the valve. And when it's in the right position, with a bit of luck, the engine will move just as well in both directions. Of all the things I've ever done on a miniature steam locomotive, messing about with return cranks on this type of valve gear is the most scary. When first setting the correct position of a return crank, you need to use the pinch bolt that clamps it to the crank pin. And once you have a position that you're happy with that makes the engine run equally well in both directions, you then need to drill a hole all the way through the return crank and the crank pin itself to fit a taper pin. From my box of taper pins, I've selected a couple that I think will be okay. The original ones were not taper pins, they were just pieces of metal. And to be fair, you can actually use a parallel piece of bar, because the problem with taper pins is not the fitting of the taper pins, it's reaming a taper of this size. Reaming tapers can be fraught with difficulty, particularly if they're this small, and it's not good if the taper reamer snaps off in the hole. I would suggest, as I usually do, that if you're going to start reaming holes that are this small, it's a good idea to practice drilling a piece of bar and then taper reaming it before you do it on the real thing. And as I've just said, you can either use a parallel piece of bar through a straight drilled hole, and although I don't usually use these, you could fit a thing called a roll pin, which is basically a very small piece of tube with a slit all the way down one side, and you press it into position and the spring of it holds it in place. For this job though, I'm going to fit some taper pins because the holes are already reamed for them and it should be easy enough. And that is it for this episode. Stay safe, stay healthy, thanks for watching, and I hope you found it useful. Please take the time to visit my main Steam Models website and click on the section of the website that says Video Playlists. And by doing that, you can find other videos that you may like to watch. And by using the playlists, you can actually watch the videos back to back.